I'm really but like I doing that poem, I'm just thinking about, okay, let me continue with the series because I don't want this series to like start and then like I never finish it. I don't really want these things I start but like I never finish. So anyway, let's get on the video. So my third year of college, which was last year, 2016-2017 school year. It was pretty rough. This was probably like my most roughest years I had in school. This is definitely this is my first year. It was probably the two roughest years I had. In college. Because my first year, I was in New York. I was with family. I was with my sister, my cousin, and and that whole situation. Which is me having to like um abide by their rules, and and then my mom, couldn't trust them and stuff like that. So it was just a mess. And then my second year, so then my third year of college, which I am now, which was last year. It was okay. My first year, it was second year went kind of smooth. I made B's and C's, so my grades were pretty good for the most part. But I was kind of like, well, because I figured, because I go to a 2 year college, I go to a community college, RCC. For those who follow me, for those who know who I am in real life, I go to RCC, which is a community college, and I wanted this last year. I wanted last year to be like a meaningful year. I wanted last year to end with a bang. Like I made friendships. I met new people. Want to do stuff with my poetry. Like I wanted the last year to be meaningful. I wanted to be something that, okay, I was just a good student. I did something on campus. I was active. I was in the clubs. Like I wanted to be a year where people would know me on campus. I want to be a year where like I made an impact on the community and college and the community as a whole. Like I want to be that type of year. So I was in different clubs. I was in LAMP, which is Leadership and Mentoring Program. I was in Camps Crusade for Christ, which is our Christian club for the school, and I was in and now I got a little into SGA, but I really didn't get into it too much because it was on the same day as my Christian club, and I really didn't want to give up that because I love the Christian club in my school. Even though we wasn't really doing much last year, you know, as we are doing this year, because this year we did a lot of stuff, but I really like felt like that club was needed for me because I need to be around a strong body of Christ followers, so that's why I joined that club during the last during the latter half of my first second year college. So it was so when the year started off, I took astronomy, which was one of the probably the biggest mistakes I ever made in college because that class was hard. First of all, the teacher, he was very monotone. I couldn't really get what he was saying. I knew what he was talking about, but like I just really couldn't get into it. And the science he made was doing Moodle, like if you got a question wrong, he won't give us like he wants to like he expects us to figure it out, but he makes it so complicated. It's like so scientific to where it's hard to really grasp it. And then like at least with my like psychology, it was a challenging class, but at least with my psychology teacher did, she made if you got the question wrong, she'll give the right answer, and you make us look over and have like a and you can review and look over and say, okay, this is what I got wrong, this is the right answer, and like how I got it wrong and stuff like that. You can actually learn from mistakes. In this class, if you get it wrong, you see you SOL. So like I was like mm. So I didn't do too well in that class. Um, so classes were I tried I was making sure I get that science class. I didn't get a science class first year, so it was a bit rough because I was gonna take geology originally, but that class was 3 hours, and I was like, I don't want to be stressed out. I don't want to be tired. Even though because usually when I get home from school, I don't like feel like doing nothing. I just want to get home and in my bed. That's it. Don't bother me. Don't talk to me. Like I'm through. So like that's how I felt, and so as far as grade classes go, I had to take two classes over my first year RCC because I didn't pass. I made a D on ethics and history, which is passing, but it's not transferable. So basically, it's failing. So I take those two classes over again. and I did well in those two classes because I already knew material. But astronomy, nope, didn't do so well. So yeah, it ended up setting me back, another year, which I won't get into a little later on in the video. But as far as my social life is concerned, that's what I'm gonna really focus on in these videos because that was the main, like, that was kind of the main reason. I mean, my social life, well, social, that's kind of the main reason why this year didn't go so well, is because of, me trying to, find my neat niche group of friends, which, I mean, it's not inherently bad. It's not inherently wrong to want to find friends because, naturally we want to find a place of sense of belonging as humans. But, like, I got so caught up into that where I was forgetting about my education. That was kind of what my downfall. Also what I was trying to get, also with the poetry thing, I was hoping to find people who were into poetry just as much as I was, but it didn't happen. Like there was one kid in the school who was into poetry, but like he didn't take it serious like that. He just did it like, I make a video here and there, but I didn't really like go hand with it. They didn't like. So it was like write every, like, it's like I write like once in every blue moon. Like that's the type of, people who's, type of deal. So it was nothing, So luckily my superintendent, person, superintendent personnel, got me hooked to this open mic in Lumberton, North Carolina, called The Gift of You. What is it called? VIP Poetry Lounge in Lumberton, which is hosted by, Yolanda A. Barnes, who I did a Zoom call with just a few days ago. So I went to this poetry event. So it was a slam, but it was also open mic. So I did the open mic section first because I was like, I'm because I had to memorize 3 poems, fully memorized, and I was like, I'm not sure because because usually when I write a poem, usually I don't try to memorize it. Usually I just write it and just put it out there, and then on to the next one. So I was like, I'm just starting to open mic, see how it goes, and then I did my piece there, spoken word, and it went over pretty well. People say, "Oh my God, you're so great, you're so awesome. I need to learn from you." Cause I told him like, bro, I've been writing for years, but just like my first time doing an open mic. But I've been writing for like 6 years at the time at that point. So I've been doing poetry for quite a while, and I say, what's your Facebook? What's your phone number? What's your Facebook? So I got connected with all of them on Facebook, and then but the person who I really like talked to the most was the host herself, which was Yolanda A. Barnes Yogi, because she's very active in the poetry community. She's very active in her community. She does a lot of events. She's an event planner, graphic design, photographer. Like she's like creative to the bone. So like I knew I needed her to help me figure this out because I was like, okay, I love this thing. I loved poetry. I love this like the open mic scene. I like how chill and cool everybody is. I need to be a part of this culture, but at the same time, I want to make sure how can I make a living with this because not it's, I mean I know nothing wrong working a 9 to 5 job. Don't get me wrong, but like one reason why I got into poetry because I feel free. I felt like I was my own boss. I felt like nobody could tell me nothing. I could do what I want to do and not feel and not and not be ostracized for it. Like not saying I can't take criticism, but I'm just saying like when I do poetry, I feel like I'm my own boss. I'm my own boss. Like if there's something I'm my own boss. I feel free. Because growing up, if you read my Dark Side poem, you know that you know you already know how I feel about just being told to do all the time. But anyway, get on the subject. So I started talking to Yogi on Facebook. She has a Facebook page where she talks about the business of poetry, how poets make money, and stuff like that. It talks about like entrepreneurship and stuff. And she's pretty good. And, she did a video specifically talking about how poets make money on YouTube. And like I was like, oh, that's really cool. She told me about Fiverr, PayPal, Square, have your own website, like stuff that I never was even thinking about before until I started watching the videos because all I heard was write a book, and I already wrote a book, but problem is, I get paid for the publish, and then you had to, you know, get people to buy it, which, can be sometimes can be the hardest thing in the world because, not everybody has money like that. And then people who do got money, they be like, I don't want that book, like, so I needed something here for somebody who's done it for a long time, who's been successful at it, and she's like the closest thing I had. I mean, she works 9 to 5 as well, but at least, but with her 9 to 5, it's built around creativity, so it's like enhance her creativity, whereas taking away from it. So, because usually when you work at 9 to 5, usually something that you never studied for, you never thought about doing for your life, but you just work. Yes. Okay, I'm back. I think Anyway, so I hooked up with Yogi. She helped me learn the ins and out of making money as a poet, and so I just started, building my personal brand around it. I started doing YouTube videos. I started Instagram videos, the whole 9 yards, Reddit, all that stuff. I tried different platforms to see where was my audience at, because YouTube. At first, I was getting. First, I was kind of like all over the place. My YouTube channel. First, it was poetry centric, but then I was having to talk about like other stuff like autism and and stuff like that. And then I did like personal vlogs and stuff. It wasn't really any such direction, but you know, so I didn't really have like. And then later on I started talking about like Christian rap videos. So I don't really have a sense of direction of my channel, of what my channel is about. I mean, like I said, inspirational and stuff like that, and like personal vlogs and stuff. But like, I don't really have like a sense. I don't really have that one defining thing about my channel. So that's part of which is why my subscriber base is so low. Even though I've been doing over 100 videos on this channel, and I only have like 20 something subscribers. But I eventually found a new website called Vidly, which helped me out a lot because it made my platform go from zero to now I'm like the top of the website. But that didn't come around till summertime. But getting back to the school year, um, I started taking spoken word more seriously. Well, not taking it more seriously. With SoundCloud, YouTube, Instagram, and stuff like that. Then I also stand for us with the social thing, socially, social. Yeah, getting tongue tied today. Y'all gotta bear with me. But as far as my social life is concerned, I did make a couple new friends. I met this one kid, one dude at my English class who's really cool. He's like into Pokemon and stuff like that, like Fire Emblem. Like he's pretty cool. Like me and him, we still talk to this day. He's really nice. He's really really into my nerd culture. Like I really enjoy being around him. Met this other kid in my history class, who's you know like at first, I mean, we talked last year, but we barely saw each other. But you know, this year, man, we were buddy buddies. Like me and him, we are just like as of right now, I think I consider him my best friend. I'm talking about E Money Evan because bro, Evan is just so awesome. Like oh my god, Evan, if you're watching this, shout out to you, man, because you're just awesome. Um, I met him, but this one kid in particular, who was in my walking fitness class, this is where things really went downhill for me because me and him we were getting along so well. I was like, oh my god, like we like the same things. We went through the same struggle. We know it's like being on the spectrum. Like me and him are just like so much alike. I'm like, this is like the universe myself, you know. And then so I started talking to him, and I was like, okay. I mean, because there was something odd about him. I knew there was something different about him, you know. Just seeing him walk around campus. So I started talking to him, and one thing, we seen my. He wasn't in my walking fitness class, but he would like join because he would be on his lunch break, and he's one day I overheard him say he had autism, and I was like, okay. And then at first I didn't really bother to. I didn't think much of it because I just thought, oh, I didn't know I didn't think much of it. But then I heard him, and then I said, you make sure. Then he said, I mixed my last class and my first class. He said, dang it. I was like, oh, you said, oh, did you? And then he said, yeah, I have it. I was like, oh, snap. It's just like really just, it really felt like a sense of relief because I was like, finally, I could talk about this in front of different people. I don't know how to keep it to myself. So when I told him I had it, he was like, "Oh wow," And then I was telling him, my story. He's telling me his story. He's telling me his battle with schizophrenia. I was like, "Oh my god, this kid went through a lot." And I tell him what I went through when I was, in my early years. And we just clicked from there. And then we started talking on Facebook and Instagram, and like he's like, I mean, I was like, wow, he's such a cool kid. Like I can't like I never had these conversations with anybody before. Not anybody before. Like outside of like YouTube and stuff, I never had a conversation like about like disability, like being disabled with anybody before in my life. So like it really felt heartwarming to see that I can hear this from a younger person who went through this. I could be like that older brother, somebody who like been through the struggle, who knows like being in high school and having and being like the weird kid. Like I could tell him my stories. So we got along pretty well for about a month. You know, um, I showed some of my poems. I like made him cry and stuff like that. But then about April, he just told me, he said, hey, my mom said I can't talk to you no more, and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, well, I can't talk to you on the phone no more. That's why I didn't text you back. So I was like, okay, well, okay, cool. And, I mean, it hurt me, but, I was like, okay, I'll just move on for him. But I just kind of move on from it. But then I was like, okay, well, so then around like a few weeks later, he started talking to me again. I was like, he started liking my posts on Instagram. So I thought, oh, so he must be real cool with me. So I just talked to him on the Instagram, and then I eventually started talking back to him again. But then, last day of school, and this is what really like kind of ruined everything for me. Last day of school, he was just like really like he would just said, hey, my dad said I can never talk to you ever again, and I was just like, what? He was dead serious too, and I was like, oh shoot, what I do? And I'll take blame from it because I was being a little kind of annoying, but then he was just like, I was like, dang, he said he can't talk to me ever again. So I mean, because I talked to his dad because I was like, oh, his dad seems really cool, and his dad knows the person who I go to Campus Crusade with, Keith Bank, he knows the person I go to Campus Crusade with. And so I felt like, me and his dad would get along, and I was like, okay. But like when he said that, I was like, it's over, it's over. So after that day, I was, I held my emotions in because I didn't want to cry, but then I was like, oh my god, what did I do? Like me and him was getting along so well, then I just kind of ruined it, and I just felt so devastated, when he told me that, because like, again, here's somebody who I relate to like on a personal level. Like, oh my god, here's somebody who I actually know what it's like, because if I tell you it is, people be like, what, so like, so it really felt so I really felt hurt when he told me that. But then, But then what makes it even worse was one of my classmates from Walking Fitness class, because I was, I made a couple friends with some of them, the ones who I really like relate to. Like, it was one kid who was like into rap music, and he was a white boy, but like, he was very into rap music. Like, he knows like every like little Uzi song, 21 Savage, like he knows it all. So he just DM'd me on Instagram and said, "Hey, Mario, Jeffrey, the principal, because again he was an early college student, so the early college has the principal for those who don't attend RCC. He said the principal said we can't talk no more, and we can't talk anymore. And then that's when I knew, okay, now it's definitely over, because like I didn't think it was gonna get this far, but it did, and it just ended in a bad way. So my second year in a nutshell, it was pretty rough. It was, I know I try to make it, I try to make it to where my last year count, or was supposed to be my last year, and then I end up finding out I had to spend a whole, I'd be here another year, because due to my bad grades. But it was really disappointing to know that my year ended the way it did. But luckily because the failures of last year, this year ended up being one of the best years I ever had as a college student. After everything I went through, everything, all the pain, all the crying, all the tears, all the disappointments, all the broken promises. This year that I am right now, my last year of college, I could say it's a much better year than this year, which I'm gonna do in my next video, which I'm gonna talk about in my next video. But glad you guys watched. I know this video was kind of long winded, but I had to let this out there because so much things happened to me last year that kind of made me felt, dang, what am I doing in my life? So this is Mario Walker signing out.